Yes, students of class 9, chapter name is matter around of sphere. Okay, in this chapter we are studying topic, very important topic, name is colloidal solution. Children, in part 1 video, this is a part 2 video of colloid. Now let's review the part 1 video. What is colloidal solution? Children, colloidal simple is very simple. It lies range between the true solution and suspension. All right. And colloidal solution is made up of two components of system, continuous phase or discontinuous phase, or we would say disperse phase or dispersive medium. So children, review of part 1 video in terms of question answer session. Okay, so in this session there are 5 questions. Okay, so children, 5 questions, and these questions are very important questions. For giving answer, I am calling a student of chemistry, name is Tissa. So question number, here is a question number 1 and she is going to answer. Yes, Tissa, come. Question number 1.
Hey everyone, this is Trisha.
Write one difference on the basis of particle size, true solution, colloidal solution and suspension. Yes, please.
So, one difference on the basis of the particle size, true solution, colloidal solution and suspension. So, true solution is 1 nanometer, that is less than 1 nanometer. Next is colloidal solution. Colloidal solution ranges 100 to 100 nanometer. Okay, and next is suspension. Suspension is always greater than 100 nanometer. It is greater than 100 nanometer, 1 nanometer, or that is less than 1 nanometer, 1 to 100 nanometer, and then greater than 100 nanometer. Next is define 2 phases of colloidal solution. 2 phases, they are dispersed and dispersion. So, what is a dispersed phase? In the dispersed phase, in the first phase, that is dispersed, what happens is solute like component has been distributed or dispersed throughout the solvent like medium. Over here what is done is a solute like component has been distributed or dispersed throughout the solvent like medium. The solute like component distributed throughout the solute like component has been distributed or dispersed throughout the solvent like medium. Now is dispersion. So first we have done, next is dispersion. Okay, what about here? Here the dispersed phase, is dispersed or distributed throughout the solvent like medium. Okay, over here the dispersed phase is distributed in the solvent like medium, and over here the solute like component is distributed in the solvent like medium. Now the third question is, what are the dispersed phase and dispersion phase of foam, and also write one example. Now over here, what is the type of colloid? Type of colloid is what? Is foam. Is foam. Now here, dispersed is what? Dispersed. Sorry. Dispersed is what? Is gases. And dispersion is that is liquid. Type of colloid is foam, dispersed phase is gas, and dispersion phase is liquid. So over here we have done all the 3 questions of 5. And next, like it is the answer. The dispersed phase. This is a dispersed phase, and this is the dispersed phase. Dispersion.
Write one example of this foam.
Write one example of the foam. Okay. One example is the shaving cream.
Very good.
One example is the shaving cream.
Now, can you tell me the one important difference between a true solution and colloidal solution?
The difference between the true solution and the colloidal solution is that the solute and solvent of the true solution are basically in one single phase, and of this colloidal solution, the solvent and solute both are in the different phase. Now you have understood the difference. Now let's write it. Now let's write it. Now, so what was the question? True solution and colloidal. Okay. Now let's see what is the difference between them. So, the solute and solvent. The solute and solvent in the true solution, in this solution, the solute and solvent in the solution are one phase, and over here solute and solvent in this solution are in different phase. There are 2 different phases. Okay, now you have understood the difference. In true solution, solute and solvent in one phase, and over here different phase.
Next question, what is emulsion? What is emulsion? And types of emulsion?
The emulsion. Over here, the dispersion, that is the 2 phases. Both the 2 phases, disperse and dispersion, are in the liquid form. Both are in the liquid form. Here, both dispersed and dispersion are in the liquid form. That is called the emulsion.
And types of emulsion? Types of emulsion?
The types of emulsion are basically over here. The types of emulsion. Okay, now we are.
Yes. Also gives example of emulsions.
Now we need to first identify what are the 2 different emulsions. So first is water in oil and oil in water. This is dispersed phase, and this is dispersion medium. This is dispersed phase, and this is dispersion medium. And now example will be milk and mayonnaise. Milk and mayonnaise, both in the daily life.
Very good, Tisha. Okay, and now you can go.
Thank you.
Thank you, children. So children, number 1 is this. These are the questions Okay, so true solution, and this is a colloidal solution. Answer is correct. And emulsions, liquid colloidal solution is known as emulsions, or other way liquid form. Okay, in emulsion both are in liquid form. Disperse and dispersion medium both are in liquid form. This is also okay. Now water and oil, two types of emulsion. So one is this and second is this. So it is also correct, children. So now the question answer session is over now, children, and we are going to take up this colloid part 2, children. And this colloid part 2 is the properties of children, properties of colloids. Now the topic is properties of colloids, children. Properties of colloid. Children, see this. Properties of colloids. Okay. So children, what are the properties of colloid? Number one, colloidal solutions shows heterogeneous mixture. First, heterogeneous mixture. Second, size of particles. So children, there are 9 normally properties of colloidal particles. So we will study number one, heterogeneous mixture. Second, size of particles. Third, filterability. And fourth, visibility. Fifth, Tyndall effect, Brownian movement, charge on particles, and coagulations. Alright, so these are the properties of colloids. Now we will take up one by one. So first point, as you all know, colloidal solution is heterogeneous in nature. Alright, it is divided in two phases, separate phases. One is a dispersed phase, or also it is known as discontinuous phase, and second one, dispersion medium, also known as continuous phase. Okay, children. Then next property is is known as size of particles, children. Colloidal size of particle. So first property is known as size of particles. First. Now colloidal particles, as we all know, the range is 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. So this is a range particle size of colloidal solution or particles. So we all know 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 9 nanometer. Alright, so this is one. Now second property is heterogeneous. It is heterogeneous in nature. Right, children? Third point is filterability. Filterability means colloidal particles cannot be separated. Colloidal particles cannot be separated by semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. Alright. Next property is very important, visibility of colloidal particle. Visibility. Children, colloidal particles we cannot see through our naked eyes. We cannot see through our naked eyes. So to see we need an ultra microscope. So visibility part we cannot see through our naked eyes. Next, children, properties is very important property, that is a Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect, children. So we will understand what is Tyndall effect. Okay, children. Suppose there is a we can take example in Tyndall effect. To be in short, we will understand. We are not going to detail. Tyndall effect means in a in a dark room, and at a one point there is a hole, and through that the hole sunlight is coming. So in the center, what we see, a cone is forming. Okay, the light is passing cone, a path of cone is forming, and that in that cone area, like a particle is rotating. So they are colloidal particles. So student, what is scattering of light? And what is Tyndall effect? Scattering of light in colloidal particle is known as Tyndall effect. Scattering of light in colloidal particle. So this is a Tyndall effect. So children, size of particle we have studied, right? Size of particle, heterogeneous mixture, filterability, and visibility, and Tyndall effect means scattering of light in colloidal particle. So this is a good quality. As you all know, true solution do not show this property. That is after this property comes very important property, that is a Brownian movement. Brownian movement. Children, movement, what is this? Colloidal particles are large. So children, you see, right, these are the colloidal particles, right? And we would say the rapid and zigzag motion, the rapid and zigzag motion of colloidal particle. Okay, colloidal, rapid and zigzag motion of colloidal particle. So this view is, these are the colloidal particles, children. So this is motion is known as Brownian movement. So children, what is this? What is the reason Brownian movement? Very simple, it is a concept, right? It is believed that Brownian movement arises due to hitting the colloidal particles. You know, these are the colloidal particle and they are hitting. This is one, this is one. So here hitting of colloidal particles. So it causes due to hitting of colloidal particle. So in cause is hitting of colloidal particles. Okay. So hitting of colloidal particle takes place in this Brownian movement. So this is very important topic in Brownian movement properties, right? Next, Tyndall effect. Now after Tyndall effect, next property comes, that is a colloidal solution bears a charge. Okay. So children, charge on colloidal particles. Charge on colloidal particles. So children, as we all know, colloidal particle contains charge. Colloidal solution contains charge. Or this charge may be positive charge and negative charge. Right, children? So this colloidal solution is bearing two types of charge, right? And this charge may be two types of charge. Okay. So children, the nature of charge, whether positive or negative, of any colloidal sol can be determined by using two electrodes and connecting them to a battery. Alright. So children, the movement of colloidal particle under the influence of electric field, right, in colloidal particles. So under influence of electric field, this process is known as we would say electrophoresis. Electrophoresis. What is electrophoresis? The movement of colloidal particle, the movement of colloidal particle under influence of electric field, children. Okay, electric field. Now further, this colloidal solution may be two charge, positively charged all and negatively charged all. So positively charged means hemoglobin, right, and hydroxide and metal, they are positively charged all. And negatively charged all, colloidal particles, metals like cadmium, copper, silver, gold, metal, gelatin, metal sulfide salts, gelatin, starch, clay, mud, so they are negatively charged all. So children, this is information about colloidal particles carry charge. Okay. Now next point is very last property of this topic, that is a coagulation, children. What is coagulation? Okay. So children, coagulation. So student, you know, there's a one thing property, the process by which small colloidal particles, they lose their charge. Means colloidal particles lose their charge and combine together to form a big size particles which ultimately settle down is called coagulation. So children, see, these are the colloidal particles and they lose their charge. After losing charges, they form a big size of particles, right? And they after settle down. Okay. After settling down, this process is known as coagulation, children, right? So this is a point. Similarly, muddy water can be purified by adding a alum, children. So these are the all properties. Number one, colloidal particles carry charge, coagulation, Tyndall effect, Brownian movement, visibility, filtrability, heterogeneous mixture, and size of particles. And right, so these are all the properties of colloid. Now topic comes application of colloid. So there are a number of colloidal systems, right, that we come across in our daily life. For example, fog, cloud, mud, milk. So these are the application of a colloid. So number one, we use a gemstone. Beside these, colloids have a number of applications, in medicines, in cleanization action of soap, sewage disposal, production of rubber, cleanization action of soap. So children, sewage water contains colloidal particles like dirt, mud, and rubber. Clean rubber like this. Okay, it is whitey milky liquid. And production of rubber, latex is a colloidal solution of negatively charged particles. So children, these are the application of colloid in our daily life. So children, in this video, second video, this content is okay now as seeing the class 9. So in this video, what we have covered, review of previous video, 5 question answers, and then children, properties of colloid, 9 properties of colloid we have discussed, and then application of colloids in our daily life. So in this way, we have ended this chapter now. So children, read the book also. Thank you children. Yes, we will see you again.